So the clock was created by the amount of days in a month in a year, seconds in a day, those kind of things. Seconds in a minute in an hour, and hours in days, and so on and so forth. You heard? So time is an illusion, but you don't want to waste your day paying attention to things that frustrate you. Like myself, if I'm the kind of person that frustrates you, then why do you spend so much time? Why do you want to be an expert of me? Ain't I your universe then? What wish can I grant you? But just frustration. Because that's all I bring to you, because that's what you get every time when you look at me. Why not watch me and enjoy me? Consume me the right way. Why must you judge me all the time? You feel me? Why must you? Somebody told me, instead of trying to be a comedian, why don't I
next southbound bus at SBX Hospitality
teach
at
the youth?
The FS will arrive in 16 minutes.
It never dawned upon me that I was being a comedian in any form or shape. In order to be a great teacher, you have to mix it up a little bit with a little bit of jokes here. Feel me? You have to simplify things. That's what God is. God has simplified the world itself. Each individual creation has been simplified. It's been simplified so much that everything is moving, but yet it's still. Look at the trees. The trees is moving at a high, very, very, very high speed rate. Everything around us is moving at a very high speed. But because this is how you know there's a God. Because when you break it down to the science itself, science know that everything is in vibration. And everything is moving so fast that it look like it's still. This is not by coincidence. It's not by chance. You feel me? It's a great sin to know. You know what's the worst sin? The worst sin is to know good and not do it, and actually choose to do bad. That's the first sin. Lucifer, the one who knew what good was and yet chose to do bad. That is the worst sin. The greatest praise you can get is when Christ said, "Blessed is he that do not know or have not seen me, but yet still believe." So a person who does not have the knowledge, but yet still do good, somewhere in a small world, somewhere in a forest somewhere, but still operate with sense and good manners, is a person that's truly blessed. That's the reason why when Christ came, he didn't come for those who was already doing good. He came for those who was doing bad that did not know what good was, so he can teach them what good is. You feel me? Because if you my mans, why would I come? Why would I want to comfort you to be with me? I'm supposed to go talk to my enemies and make sure I make peace with them. Why will I be here smoothing you up and pampering you? You supposed to be my boy, right? You supposed to be my partner. You supposed to be family. You're supposed to be kin to me. I must not waste my time with you. I have to go out to people who has an indifference with me. That's what Christ did. Christ went to those who was indifferent of him. It wasn't a similar. They ain't had no similarities. And told and preached to them about the word of God itself, who God was. And that's what you must do as a person. You ain't got to believe in the Bible, but as a person, you shouldn't pay attention to things that annoy you. You feel me? And if it annoys you, what are you doing about it to make sure that you make peace with it? You heard? greatest sin. That's the greatest sin. You can look in any book. It's a person who knows the word of God and yet use the word of God as a weapon for his own personal benefit. The devil repeat that again with the serpent. When the serpent knew what the word of God is, but manipulated the words of God for its own advantage. Feel me? It's being in a place of authority and still doing bad. Using it for your own personal benefits. Let it pass. I.e., as I was talking about, what's the point of making a noise? What's the point of making that noise if it frustrates you? Whatever listening device that you're listening to me on, you can turn it off. You don't have to listen to me. I never invited anybody to listen to me. I am on a stage where I cannot see the reaction of the crowd itself. So when I speak, I can't even react or change it if I'm frustrating somebody. So these messages are not for those who do not agree with me. They can only be for people who can relate to what I'm saying. And I never ask nobody to listen to me when I speak on these things. As I try to work on my articulation and speak my word and everything else like that. You understand? So stop wasting your time, man. I think it's like 7:20 now. 24. Do not waste your time. Don't be like, fuck Jeffrey, man. Fuck that nigga. You wasting your time, my nigga. You're only frustrating yourself. This is how your God works. This is what he does. You feel me? God always goes to those who he can teach to. That's why they call Jesus the teacher. How can a teacher teach to people who already know the subject? No, we come to his class so we can know what that's like. That's life itself. We go into these places because we are seeking help. Because I want to graduate from school, so I'm going to take a class and I'll take a test after I learn what I've learned to show myself that I know I have an understanding of it. But anyway, I just wanted to kill time, record, the regular. That's all I wanted to do. I didn't really want to come out here and preach the word of God. It's Saturday. It feels like a Sunday. Saturday morning. You feel me? Let it pass. Don't get frustrated by me. I've already given you alternatives. You don't have to listen. Nobody's forcing you. Nobody's forcing you. You feel me? You don't have to antagonize me. You don't have to try to frustrate me. Feel me? Nobody's forcing you to do these things. You feel me? You choose to do these things. This is your choice. People talk about free will, but free will is you listening to somebody that's your choice. You feel me? You can't control something. You can't control something that does not want to be controlled. You can't make somebody into something that they don't want to be. And why would you want to make somebody into something that they don't want to be? That's not power. Real power is like Christ himself. Real power is like Christ himself. It's for me to come and give you an idea, and you take it if you want to. Christ had the power to force these people. God had the power to force these people. He did that with what's his name? The Pharaoh. Harden him so that he can have a change of mind and want the Israelites back. God has the power to do such a thing, but when Christ came, Christ didn't do that. And that's how you must carry yourself. You should not, you are powerless when you are in a position and you forcing something upon somebody. That's weakness. Some people don't know the difference between power or strength and weakness. They take their weakness for strength, and I'm like, That's not it. You feel me? True strength is silent. That's true strength. Even silence has a value. Because you can hear noise. Once the noise stops, you hear silence. And you be like, oh, silence. Because all the noise does is just occupy a space and continuously occupy that space. But silentness is always there. It's like, oh, wow, it's quiet. You feel me? Anything that makes too much noise is weakness. It is. That's the reason why you hear the bird for a little bit and it's quiet. Then another sound. Then it goes quiet again. Look at the mountains. The mountains don't make noise like that. Look at the trees. The trees don't make noise. Like only when the wind comes, they make a little bit of noise. They got to balance each other out. Then boom, right back to silenceness. Silenceness is true power. It's peace. You feel me? You can't force peace. Peace is power. You feel me? That's true powerness. The shit that we doing out there, that's not power. That's just scarcity. They're just trying to scare you. It's an attempt to provoke you. They want you to feel how they feel, so they provoke you with a lot of noise. They're like, Then when you show a little bit of fear, they become excited. That's not strength. Once you're silent, you become mysterious. Now you have people wondering, what is he thinking? What is he about? Who is he? Why does he look so confident? Why isn't he bothered? You see? Because now you didn't even say a word. You was just silent. That's all. You was just like, that's power. We don't admit it, but that's what it is. Power is not an engine or horsepower. It's not. And it's not a plane passing by. That's just wasting energy. You feel me? That's silence. Silence, man. Bow your head. You feel me? Usually when somebody important comes in the room, when a person that's so important comes in the room, we're not talking about celebrities. We're talking about somebody that's significant, that's very, very important. Most people are just quiet. Even when a bishop walks in the room, everybody just silent, watching him.
The next southbound bus
If a president of the United States comes in the room, you might hear clap. But when they start speaking, everybody's silent. Because if I'm talking and you talking, who's hearing? That's a waste. That's weakness in itself. You understand? You have to have the balance of the two. A little bit of noise and a lot of silenceness. So you can take and absorb. God speaks through silenceness. When God speaks, the only way God can talk to you is silence. That's why Jesus always goes up in the mountains. Hold on. Time out. Pause. I'm so disgusted with you. I'm nearly lost for words. See silence? Sometimes I listen to video and I'm hearing the person speak and I'm silent. I'm taking it in. Sometimes my brain get excited Because the person must have said something, and now I'm brainstorming on what that person said. And when that person becomes quiet, I'll be like, what the fuck? What? Then I get back into the video. That's a pause. You feel me? When they pause like that, that's true power. You feel me? You ain't saying mute and a person who can't speak. I'm talking about intentional silenceness. God speak through you silently. Unless you quiet, he speaks to you.
The next northbound bus to SBS.
Does.
Hospitality and Carnegie.
You can stay in a room and be silent, and you can hear silenceness. You can hear radioactive silenceness. The night itself is silent. You can hear the night. Anyway, so that's power right there, man. So all the other shit that these niggas be doing, and all that loud noise, scare little kids. Little kids are scared. That's what kids do. A vulnerable person always wants loud noises. It's like a child. A child needs to be seen to be alive. If nobody attends to that child, then that child feels vulnerable and it feels like it's going to die. That's the reason why the child comes into the world with a lot of noise. It wants to know that it's comfort. And with its comfort, what does it do? It becomes quiet. It is at peace. It shows strength. It is comfortable now. You understand? So people like that who just pass by with the noise, unnecessary noise, this is a child. They need me to pay attention to them so they can feel like they're alive. Because if I don't pay attention to them, then they feel like they're dead. They become threatened, worrisome. They become trouble. Because how do you know that you're alive if if nobody's speaking to you? You're going to think you're dead. If everybody start ignoring you and people do not see you at all, you be like, but if you have so much confidence in yourself and you know who you are, that shit don't bother you. That's just a child or an adult. And when I said a child, I mean like 2 years old or an infant. That kind of a child. These are the behaviors that they portray. It's just a child in an adult's body who owns a car, making noise. Have you ever seen a mad person sometimes? Making noise outrageously? Fear. Worrisome. Fearful. My bus is here. Silenceness is key. I'll holler at you later.